Hey guys, and welcome back to Fear-Based. Today we're going to be talking about cranial sacral therapy, what it is, and more of my experience that I've had with it. So when I break down more of what it is, it's not going to be a super scientific, super in-depth explanation. It's just kind of less condensed, quick way of explaining it. Also, I'm not a big science person at all. So I just can't do that. That's not in my ability. So basically, it's kind of this alternative holistic study that looks into the brain's fluid and the fluid that goes from the brain into the spinal cord. And this idea that we have a lot of restorative properties naturally found in that liquid that is actually there to help us with our health, in incredible, immeasurable ways. And we are naturally given this. It's there with us the rest of our lives, for our whole lives. But a lot of the times that property gets kind of blocked from really healing us, stemming from physical traumas that happens typically when we're young. So that can be anything from falling down super hard, hitting your head super hard, anything. The list goes on and on and on and on. And that kind of stays with us through the physical trauma, emotional, mental, all these ways that affects this fluid. And so the therapy is to kind of break open those blocks and restore the restorative properties that are naturally in that fluid. It's been a study since, I think it was the 1800s was when it was first discovered, and Europe is super big on it. Germany is super, super big on it, because a lot of the times in Europe you'll see this really good bridge between Western medicine and holistic alternative Eastern medicine. And for me, my experience with this type of therapy started about when I was 8. I think I was really, really, really young. And how we got introduced to this therapy, to this new idea, was from my aunt. Her son has a lot of walking issues, and that was ever since he was born, and he just has really, really tight muscles, and it really affects the way that he moves in day-to-day life. And when she started going to this one doctor that we would go to for the cranial sacral therapy, she started noticing that it helped a lot. And so she recommended it to us. And so my mom sent my siblings and I to this doctor, and we did the therapy, and I think we went a couple of times, but then we stopped for a couple of years for whatever reason. I think life just caught up with us. And recently I just went again now, and now that I'm older and I'm more aware of holistic medicine, of what this stuff can do for your body, I'm a lot more able to appreciate the benefits that I just noticed after one session from my doctor. So I also have super, super, super tight leg muscles. And in the beginning, my doctor, she I was laying on my belly, and she took my legs and tried to move it. And she noticed that my feet couldn't hit my butt at all. They were just super, super tight, super tight. It was I felt like the metal man from Wizard of Oz when he could barely move and he had to get the oil injected in his joints. That's what I felt like I needed, because I felt so rusty. And so it's a very super gentle massage. There's nothing aggressive about it at all. And what they do is that they start from the spine and they build their way up, making all the way to the top of your head. And with my doctor, she said that you only have to go once to clear one spot, and then it's gone. And that block won't regenerate, won't grow back. You don't have to make constant appointments. Once you're cleared, you're kind of just cleared. And she noticed that my body kind of stayed right where we left off. We started from the bottom of my spine and built ourselves up to around my shoulders. And that was when I was 11, and I am 22 now, and it's just stayed completely the same. So I've been completely healed up until the point where we stopped back when I was 11. And so I always had problems more with my right shoulder, and it was insane because she would kind of line against my shoulder blades like this with her hands, and this one just felt normal. And I could feel this one when she was running her hands alongside it. It felt like I was sore, but like my this sounds so weird, but like my blood was sore, or like it wasn't like I just came from the gym and like I'm so sore. It just, my muscle felt sick as she was doing that, and I could feel that it wasn't right. It wasn't painful at all. It just felt sore or like sick or something, like aggravated, but not in a painful way. It was the strangest thing. And as she was clearing more and more up, when she went up on the top of my head, I felt the same thing too, but like on my head, and it was just the strangest feeling. And what else is crazy is that she could feel that something was wrong with this one, and she could tell around what time the injury happened and what kind of injury it was. So with my lower back, she was probably like, you fell around this age. And with my shoulder, I forgot what she said, but then my head, she's like, I think you hit that when you were like a couple years ago, and all these things. And she would say the same thing with my aunt too. When my aunt was pregnant, my aunt went to go see her, and she did the same thing, and she said, oh, you had like a really weird physical issue happen a couple weeks ago, right? And she could tell this from massaging her. And my aunt was like, yeah, what the heck, that's so weird, because my aunt had sleep paralysis a couple weeks before, and that's why she went to go see the doctor, but she didn't tell the doctor that. So there's a lot of crazy things that cranial sacral therapy teaches you about your body. After she had worked with me, she tried again to do the whole leg test to see if my feet could hit my butt, and they were so relaxed and so flexible then, and they were just like easily. It was insane. I was like, how is this even possible? It was the craziest thing ever. And since then, I've had no issues with my right shoulder. We've made it up to the bottom of my skull, and we need about 2 more sessions to clear the rest of it. But she said that it was super important to become completely restorative before we're 25. And that's especially important because our neurons are still kind of networking themselves until we are 25 years old. And with my cousin too, he's been a lot more able and a lot more capable of doing things. This other doctor that we went to go see, she told us that if my aunt hadn't been taking him to cranial sacral therapy, that he would probably be on those little walker things right now, or like leg braces or something. And now he can run, he's in soccer, he does all these things. So I've seen so many benefits from it, so many benefits. And the philosophy too, I absolutely love so much. It's this idea that our body's natural states is to be healthy, is to be restorative, is to take care of us and to flourish and prosper. And that this therapy is here so that we can realign our bodies to that natural state where we're supposed to be, and kind of move on from those physical traumas that we've experienced when we're little that block us from those things. So I absolutely love the philosophy. And it's also a really nice break from Western ways of thinking, where in Western medicine, we typically look at the symptoms and just treat the symptoms. Whereas in holistic medicine, there tends to be a focus on the cause. So that's why I love this therapy so much, because they look at the root of a lot of our problems that develop later on in life. Definitely don't take my one word for it and take it as gospel truth or as, a prescription or something, because I'm not a doctor. I'm just really stating my experience from my family and personal experiences. Before they even put me through therapy, they ran me through these scanners for some tests. They tested for skin temperature, I think it was muscle temperature, muscle toxicity, make sure that everything is evenly balanced within your body. And it was these super easy scan tests. I will have a separate video for that if you guys are more interested, and that goes into more of a detailed process of each test, where I show you guys the average results, my results, so that you can compare. And yeah, that's my video on cranial sacral therapy. So thank you guys so much for checking it out. Y'all are the best. I will see you soon with more videos. Please like, share, subscribe, yada 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 yada, and all that jazz. And I will see you next time. Bye.